Psalm 35, Psalm of David as he cries out to the Lord, Lord, protect me from my enemies. Help me. Psalm of David, plead my cause, O Lord, with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler. Arm yourself, Lord. Stand up for my help and draw out the spear and stop those who pursue me. So he's saying, Lord, destroy those who are seeking my destruction. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. In other words, he says, Lord, I want you to do all these things, but I also want you to speak to my soul to reassure me that it's going to be, it's going to be okay. I need to hear from you in all of this. And so David's, fears for his life again here. A pretty rough life, isn't it? I mean, is it really constantly, running for his life so much of his adult life. Let those be put to shame and brought to dishonor who seek after my life. Let those be turned back and brought to confusion who plot my hurt. Let them be like chaff before the wind that is powerless, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery. Just dark is bad, and slippery, make it dark and slippery, Lord. And let the angel of the Lord pursue them. For without cause they have hidden their net for me in a pit, trying to destroy me, even in my innocence, which they've dug without cause for my life. Let destruction come upon him unexpectedly, and let his net that he has hidden catch himself, and into that very destruction let him fall. God, turn it all around on them. Everything they're doing to me, trying to do to me, turn it around on them. Let them reap what they've sown. Then David begins to praise the Lord. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like you, delivering the poor from him who is too strong for him? Yes, the poor from the needy and from him who plunders. And then he says, fierce witnesses, verse 11, rise up. And they ask me things that I don't know. They reward me evil for good, to the sorrow of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. In other words, David is going to say here that when they were vulnerable, and I had a chance to really give it to them, I got to really wipe them out, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And now when I've become vulnerable, they're seeking to destroy me. They're doing to me, Lord, what I never would have done to them. I need you to defend me in this. I need you to defend me. And so he said, as for me, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth. I mourned with them. I humbled myself with fasting, and my prayer would return to my own heart. I paced as though he were my friend or brother. He's concerned about the outcome of the illness. I bowed down heavily as one who mourns for his mother. But in my adversity, they rejoiced. They took advantage of me. They gathered together. Attackers gathered against me, and I did not know it. They tore at me and did not cease. With ungodly mockers at feasts, they gnashed at me with their teeth. Lord, how long will you look on? Deliver me from their destruction, my precious life from the lions, and I'll give you thanks in the great congregation. I will praise you among many people. And so, that praise and thanksgiving to the Lord, now he cries out for the Lord to vindicate him. Lord, vindicate me. The word vindicate there, it has a sense of, Lord, make it right. What's going on here is not right. Make it right. Let them not rejoice over me who are wrongfully my enemies, nor let them wink with the eye who hate me without cause. For they do not speak peace, but they devise deceitful matters against those who are quiet in the land. They've opened their mouth wide against me and said, aha, aha, our eyes have seen it. I mean, you recognize that from childhood. In other words, they're saying, we've seen your downfall. We've got you now, and that kind of thing. And so this is the kind of, mocking that was coming his way. And he said, this you've seen, O Lord, do not keep silence. O Lord, do not be far from me. Stir up yourself and awake to my vindication. Judge it, Lord. Make it right. To my cause, O my God and my Lord. Vindicate me, O Lord my God, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, ah, so we would have it. And let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to mutual confusion who rejoice at my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad who favor my righteous cause. And let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, who has pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And so David declares, he's just encouraging the righteous. They're doing this to me. You can see it. Everyone can see it. Seems like God is a little slow in delivering me here and all. He's not slow. Continue to praise him. Continue to trust him. And you'll see. And so my tongue shall speak of your righteousness and of your praise all the day. We'll go into Psalm 36 and we'll finish there tonight. Psalm 36, again, a psalm of David. And it's a contrast between the wicked and the Lord. And so he begins with this meditation on the wicked, verse 1. An oracle within my heart. David said, I've got instruction on my heart, prophetic utterance to come forth. An oracle within my heart concerning the transgression of the wicked. There is no fear of God before his eyes. That's the truth. The wicked. Why is a person wicked? No fear of God. You have to laugh or you'll go crazy. But you watch the frustration of this world. Try to address the core problems that they're facing. Why are people wicked? No fear of the Lord. So what's their solution? Remove the Lord from every public forum in the land. And then be absolutely shocked when it gets worse. A couple Sunday mornings ago, we talked about that. We talked about the thing I was watching where the public leader, one of the leaders of the California public schools on there and complaining bitterly at how many of the California tax dollars are being diverted into the prisons that once went to the schools. And so upset about it, so angry over that. And, how come and can't we? And as we talked there, the blindness to their own responsibility for the situation. Raise those children up for 12 years plus in the public school system and tell them that there is no God, that they've evolved from animals, that they're just a higher kind of animal, and then the shock when they behave as animals. And it just doesn't make sense. So you indoctrinate them that way for 12 years, and then you're shocked when they fill your prisons. Because they're only living the way you've raised them. And then the height of arrogance. One of the first characteristics of pride. I'm going to relax. I'm going to be all right. I saw that smile. I'm relaxing right now. One of the great characteristics of pride, the first thing that pride does in a person's life is it removes our ability to recognize it. So that's the goofy thing about pride. Once it's introduced in, apart from the Lord, it has free reign. Because the very capacity by which I might recognize it and then dismantle it, I'm too proud to recognize my pride. Well, praise the Lord, He works on us in those ways. But here you take, and in these institutions that are all around us, somehow there is this feeling that I can take children, whatever their age, K through 12 or whatever it might be, and on into college. Somehow I'm supposed to be able to say before them, I disregard completely God, His commands. I willfully rebel against them. I won't teach them. I won't live them. Somehow, this whole education system feels that they are free to reject God's commands and then are stunned to discover that the children pick up the logic and they say, if you're free to reject God's commands, we feel no compulsion to follow yours. Who are you to tell us what's right and what's wrong? What do we base right and wrong on if you remove God and you remove His standard and you remove His Word? It's all relative now. All of the ethics are situation. Oh, and now you've got chaos and you're headed for anarchy and we're in the middle of it. But why is it there? There's no fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord. And you can throw all of the money in this world at the symptoms and you'll never solve them unless you address the real problem. And so David here speaking, let's get back to the psalm here. David said, concerning the transgression of the wicked, there is no fear of God before his eyes. And for he flatters himself in his own eyes. There's that pride again. You know, he feels it's right because I feel it's right. And how can you argue against that? How can you argue against that? When you remove that standard of God, and when he finds out his iniquity, and when he hates, he says, it's okay, I got away with it. And that becomes the, standard for right and wrong, whether I got away with it or not. The words of his mouth are wicked and deceit or lies. He has ceased to be wise and do good. He devises wickedness on his bed. When you lie down in bed and you're going to head off into sleep, that's a time sometimes for, deep thought. It's a time of meditative thought. And sometimes the best things happen between a person and the Lord at that time. Well, for the wicked, it's just the devising of more wickedness. He sets himself in a way that's not good. He does not abhor evil. He does whatever he wants. And then, now this meditation upon the Lord in contrast to all of that. Your mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and your faithfulness reaches to the clouds. Your righteousness is like the great mountains. Your judgments are a great deep. O Lord, you preserve man and beast. How precious is your loving kindness, O Lord. He starts to just meditate. He begins to think about who the Lord is and His nature, and then it just starts to head into the blessings that are there in the Lord. How precious is your loving kindness, O God. Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. They are abundantly satisfied with the fullness of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your pleasures. Beautiful poetry. Beautiful reality, for with you is the fountain of life, and in your light we see light. Oh, continue your loving kindness to those who know you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride come against me. So he sees that in the whole thing, and he commits his ways to the ways of the Lord. And let not the hand of the wicked drive me away. There the workers of iniquity have fallen. They have been cast down and are not able to rise.